and entertainment.
You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
For all things Pelicans, welcome to the Pelican Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network. What's going on, family? It's been a day long, although we had a slight break during the middle of the day. Podcasting from the PRO Media Network, I'm Big Q chiming in with this edition of the Pelican Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network, recapping the Pelicans. And guess what, fam? This one is entitled "PELS Lose 11 Straight. Is there any hope?" There's a lot. That's the theme for this one, family. Good to see the Pelican Postgame Report fam in the building as usual, and of course, a part of the Pelican Postgame Report. Here's my co-host. DC chiming in as well. What's going on, DC?
A lot. The Pelicans can't win a damn game. That's what's going on. I hope we could get some magic and make that happen.
Well, I mean, we faced the Magic, so maybe I like that pun you kicked in. But we'll recap that today. The Pelicans, of course, the last couple of games, the matchup against the Bucks. Pelicans went down in flames against a Yanis-less Buccaneer club. We'll recap that one. And, of course, the matchup against the 76ers where they fell by the wayside. The Pelicans currently sitting in the Southwest standings 6-20. 6-20, 11 straight games. We got to, at some point, and I know it's a media blackout on stories. I don't know. Usually, most of the media guys would have jumped on this one about Alvin Gentry's time to fire Alvin Gentry. You know, your boy David Fisdale got his issue in New York land. And sooner or later, when you lose 11 straight games, you're about to go into the next year, a couple of weeks into the next year, and your team's sitting at 6-20 in the cellar, and you're actually 3 games behind the Memphis Grizzlies, who are 9-17. Sooner or later, we got to start talking about the F word we're dealing with Alvin Gentry. But it's funny, all of the major news outlets aren't even bringing up the fact. It's almost like it's taboo.
Because they ain't watching none of the games. And I can't say I really blame them.
Unique View, what's happening, Unique View? Good to see you in the live stream, fam. Big up to you. Well, question stands, what up? Is Alvin Gentry leaving or staying? On his own volition, he probably would stay. He'll need work. He'll need some help to get out, namely security, to put him and his many liquor bottles out. But anyway, before we get into that, we're going to start off with the first of the matchups, which is the Milwaukee Bucks matchup. To be quite honest with you, DC, this was a Giannis-less team here, man. A Giannis-less Buccaneer squad, man. Giannis-less. And they still were able to get the win over the Pelicans as the Bucks win 16 straight, missing out on Giannis. It's amazing. The Pelicans in this one shot 44% versus Milwaukee's 53, almost 54%. That was pretty damn good they shot that much. And then they shot almost 49% from the three-point line against the Pelicans' 35.6. Pelicans had 21 turnovers in this game versus 15, 51 rebounds versus 46 in this game. Reddick was the top scorer in the matchup. Ingram finished with 25, 31 for Reddick. Holiday put on an effort in this one. He had 21. But outside of that, Jackson Hayes off the bench with 12 and 5. No other rhythm players, no other people really helping out in this. What do you thought about this?
Man, this game was horrible. The game was pretty much over, like, at halftime. Like, it was pretty much done. They got a 28-point lead on us, and they just never looked back after that. They held maybe a 19, 20-point lead for most of the game, and then coming down in the fourth quarter, they were able to finally get it a little closer. But it's like every time the Pelicans did something good, they would trip over their feet on the other end. and allow the offense to go ahead and take control and do what they do, man. You said Giannis didn't play, but the spirit of Giannis definitely lived on because there was 58%, 53% from the field and shot, 48% from three-point line. So they were definitely efficient. That's the Moxon Yanis to me. I mean, he's probably the most efficient player in the league. So obviously this team that learned a lot from him, and he was coaching them from the sideline.
What a performance indeed. Giannis, the spirit of Giannis, no doubt about it in this one. 127-112, shellacking here. The Bucks put up 35 in the first quarter against the Pelicans. They were beating them by 15 in just the first quarter alone. It was a long game. New Orleans led the game. It had an 8-7 advantage with 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Milwaukee then took the lead for good at the 9:44 mark as Chris Middleton jumped the first points. They went on the 11-0 run for the Bucks to give them a 10-point advantage with 8.5 remaining in the time frame. Milwaukee then pushed the lead to 23 points, 35-12 with just a minute and 20-something remaining in the first, and saw their lead balloon as many as 28 points in the game, trailing by 21, 120-99 with 5.5 left in regulation. The Pelicans then scored 9 unanswered to cut the deficit to 12 with little less than 3 minutes remaining, but that would be as close as they would get for the rest of the game. New Orleans committed 21 turnovers on the night, with Milwaukee capitalizing by way of 20 points on Pelican miscues. Now, Milwaukee shot about 54% from the field, including almost 48% from deep. New Orleans was 8 of 22 from the free throw line, while the Bucks were 8 of 9. New Orleans has now dropped the third straight contest to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, you heard what we thought about the effort. You heard what DC had to say. Now, let's hear what the coach who's coaching this team had to say about the Pelicans' loss
The same
to the
thing
Bucks.
you say about the last loss?
Been tough. You actually played well in the third quarter. It was the first half that was really the culprit this evening.
Well, just the start of the game. I mean, I think when you start the game like that, you put them in such an easy situation. They were scoring almost every time down, and once they got a double-digit lead, the shots become a lot easier when you have a double-digit lead. And then we struggled a little bit offensively, and then they got, a lot of separation. And the only way you're going to get back in games like that is you got to have continuous stops in a row. And we weren't able to do that. And even the third quarter, we had a 40-point quarter, but we gave up 36. So +4 in the end, when you're down 20, doesn't help you very much.
What were some of the issues defensively early in the ballgame? Just a lot of guys get off switches, wide open layups, and easy looks.
Yeah, we weren't talking defensively, which has been our Achilles heel the whole season. And so we got one guy guarding two, and usually when that happened, this is a very, very good basketball team. As I told you guys before, with or without Giannis, they're a very good basketball team. And so they have guys with the ability to step up. Bledsoe, I thought, played probably his best game of the year, really. From what I've seen in the games that I've seen, he probably played his best game of the year. I think Middleton is just Middleton. He's one of the guys, one of the great, mid-range shooters in this game and stuff. And I thought he did a good job. And every time they really we made any kind of run at all, they seemed to go to he and Bledsoe, and they came through for him.
How do you get them to communicate better defensively?
Just got to keep working on it every day. This is a quiet group by nature. They don't talk a whole lot anyway. It's the quietest group that I've ever been around. Even on the plane, even in the mill room, all of this, they're not a real vocal group. But we do have to get them talking on the court. We do have to have them communicate on the court. And when we do, we're pretty solid. I thought we did a good job the second half of communicating. There was only a few breakdowns, but when you're trying to, come back from, 25, 28 point, deficit, then the least little thing is going to have, a glaring effect because it takes away that much more of an opportunity to come back.
How much of that was because of JJ's speech in the locker room at halftime to the team?
I don't know if I call it a speech.
Okay.
But, it's something that needed to be said, so I just leave it at that.
After what happened in Dallas last week, was it nice to – I know you're not here for moral victories, especially at this point, but was it nice to see them take that competition level up in the second half tonight after that?
In a way it was, but, as I said to them, that's not that shouldn't have to be an issue for us. It should be coming in and talking about adjustments from a technical standpoint we had to make, not from an effort standpoint.
That's Alvin Gentry, family, what he thought about after the loss of the Milwaukee Bucks game. Of course, it's one of them things, man, where you just have to kind of shake your head. And it basically is sounding quite repetitive what Alvin Gentry is saying. I mean, they wasn't communicating. And DC noticed it as well, man. DC, Alvin Gentry's post-game press conference are kind of starting to kind of run in the loop pattern, wouldn't you say?
They got 3 points in every Al Gentry post-game interview. You're going to hear these 3 things. First, we got off to a bad start. You're going to definitely hear that. Number 2, we were not communicating on defense. We've been hearing this since the beginning of the season for the whole year. And the number 3 thing you're going to hear is somebody on some team by some name had the best game of their career.
That's absolutely insane. But Alvin Gentry, man, going up against a buzzsaw, a guyneless, and that sounds kind of weird, Milwaukee Buck club, but they still produce. Eric Bledsoe had 29 points and 6 assists in this game, 24 from Middleton, 18 from Ilyasova. And then he had help off the bench, 13 points poured in by George Hill, who was big. And it was just more of the same. The Pelicans just could not match what the Bucks were bringing, and they just splattered them. Bottom line, Alvin Gentry just continues to tumble through the weeds on this one. Going to the next matchup, Pelicans had a chance to redeem themselves against Philly, and a lot of people thought, well, hell, if they can't beat a Giannis Milwaukee club, they damn sure can't beat the Giannis, a Giannis-less club. I don't know why I say Giannis. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been looking at stuff from Ghana. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, you know what I mean. But the next matchup was against the 76ers here, and they took on the Sixers. And a lot of people start saying, well, Q, if they can't beat the Milwaukee Bucks with their star, how the hell are they going to deal with the 76ers with their full shelf? And to be quite honest with you, it was a lot more competitive than it was when they went up to Milwaukee. Now, both teams struggled in the free throw line from this. New Orleans was 24 of 35, while Philly was 23 of 34. Philly opened the game on the 11-4 run, held the lead through the entirety of the first half, with their lead growing as many as 16. And then in the final moments of the first quarter, now trailing by 12, 62-50 with just under a minute left in the first half, New Orleans closed the second quarter on a 7-0 run to cut the lead to 5 at the break. The Pelicans carried the momentum into the second half, opened up third quarter on a 14-8 run to take their first and only lead of the game, 71-70, with just under 6 remaining in the frame. Now the lead was unfortunately short-lived as Tobias Harris buried a three-pointer with 20 seconds later to reclaim the lead for Philly. The beginning of a 15-4 run to give the 76ers a 10-point lead with 2:20 left in the time frame. Now trailing by 12 points, 98-86 with 7 remaining in regulation. The Pelicans scrapped their way back, cutting the deficit to 4 points with just under a minute remaining in the fourth quarter. But Philly would ice the game at the free throw line. Ingram scored 17 of his 32 points in the final time frame for New Orleans. And returning to the lineup for the first time since November the 16th, at Miami, Derek Favors recorded 8 points to go along with his 8 rebounds in 15 minutes of play. The Pelicans lose their 4th straight contest to the 76ers, including 3 straight in Philly, as they fall 116-109. Top scorers, of course, was Brandon Ingram. He finished with 32, followed by Favors, had the highest rebound total with 8. Holiday had 10 assists in the matchup. The 76ers, Tobias Harris, finished with 31 points. Embiid had 11 rebounds. Simmons dished out 11 dimes in the matchup as the Pelicans fall 116-109 to this Philadelphia 76er club. Now, we're about to go into break, family, but when we come back on the other side of break, DC is going to give you his breakdown on the Philadelphia matchup. Also, we're going to get Alvin Gentry's take as well on the 76ers loss, his post-game reaction to that. And we have the preview of the Milwaukee Bucks, the Orlando matchup coming up tomorrow. So a lot going on. We will answer some questions from the chat and all. So we'll carry it all on the other side of the break and provide some hope, hopefully, for clearer skies for the Pelicans to fly through. Because right now, it most certainly looks like a hurricane or something going on. So just stay with us. We'll be back on the other side of the break. You're listening to the Pelican post-game report on the PRO Media Network. Stay with us.
great sports talk from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
Embrace Pet Insurance is more than just pet insurance. Embrace Pet Insurance promises to provide genuine support and certainty when your pet needs it the most. With personalized accident and illness policies, compassionate customer care, 24/7 access to veterinary professionals, flexible wellness plans, timely claims processing, and online customer portals, their values is what makes them Embrace. So, when selecting a pet insurance company as a partner in your pet's care, you deserve a company that has your pet's best interests at heart. Get top rated and reviewed coverage for your pet today. Up to 90% back on bills at any vet, total protection, pet insurance and wellness, and dependable claims payments. Get the top rated and reviewed coverage for your pet today. Go to embracepetiinsurance.com. That's embracepetiinsurance.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Get all the latest news and updates from your New Orleans Pelicans at the Pelicans GEAUX, the new and official Pelicans Daily Journal, covering everything Pelican. Attention, everyone. Get breakdown on games, free agent signings, and potential moves. Unbiased opinions and straight up facts with statistical analysis from GEAUX. Go to www.thesportsdaily.com/Pelicans-I-View.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
Do you need a domain name? How about a host for your website that can work with WordPress? Try Namecheap.com. They make registering, hosting, and managing domain names for yourself or others easy and affordable because the internet needs people. Namecheap is an ICANN accredited domain register and technology company founded in 2000. It's one of the fastest growing American companies according to the 2018 Inc. 5000, celebrating nearly 2 decades of providing unparalleled levels of service, security, and support. Namecheap has been steadfast in customer satisfaction with over 10 million domains under management. Namecheap is among the top domain registrars and web providers in the world. They offer a full selection of popular and unique domains along with fully featured hosting packages, SSL security certificates, WhoisGuard privacy protections, and more, all at the lowest prices in the industry. So if you need a domain name or hosting or anything else, think Namecheap.com. That's right, Namecheap.com. Check the description section below for link.
Sports fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love, unique one-of-a-kind designs exclusively by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars shipped directly to your home. Join Fanatics Rewards for free to earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and for a limited time, get 20% off all orders. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
There's a lot of reasons to be a fan, but only NBAStore.com has all the gear.
Are you a Pelicans fan? Check out the Pelican Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network.
You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
For all things Pelicans, you're listening to the Pelican Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network. The name of this one is the PELS lose 11 straight. Is there any hope? We'll try to provide some on this side. As I know what a lot of Pelicans people are thinking, that, man, I can't wait to Zion Williamson come back to help save the day. Trust me,
Don't put all that pressure on that young man.
That dude that's not how this is going to play. The Pelicans can't count on their veterans right now to steady the ship and do some things here. It's just gonna be ridiculous. Pelicans dropped 11 straight. They falling through the floor like I always like to use, and it's just something else. But man, moving into this one, let's get an opportunity to play Alvin Gentry. Of course, we broke down the last matchup here against the Philadelphia 76ers, and now it's time for Coach Alvin Gentry to explain to us what the hell happened in this matchup. Coach Gentry,
Coach?
why did we lose our 11th in a row? Here's Coach Gentry to explain that to us. Here you go.
Really nice team defense, but you're going to be kicking yourself when you look at the free throw results, because that hurt tonight.
Yeah, it did. And, we have to walk to the line. We don't have any kind of margin of error that we can go. At one stage, we missed 9 free throws. We can't we can't miss 9 free throws. We got to go to the line and make those. And then there were just a couple of plays, here and there that, our margin of error is not good enough that we can let those plays go by. So I appreciate and I like the way we competed. I like the way that we played. But, we had an opportunity to win a game. So at this stage, there is no moral victories or anything. We have to have something tangible that we can lay our hats on. And, we had a game that was winnable for us that we didn't quite get done.
Coach, you had that trap on Embiid, the three-man trap. The foul was called on Branham. And just to clarify, can't challenge, though, with no timeouts, correct?
Yeah, we can't challenge a jump ball.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Favors made his return tonight. Coach, what do you think he brought to this team?
He's a solid defender. He knows, not one time did Embiid go through his hands and get to the foul line. So he's a really smart player. He's a good rebounder for us. Obviously we only were able to play him very limited minutes. But he said that he feels good and, feels ready to go.
No worse for the wear.
No, not at all.
What do you think he just put?
Good.
I said, obviously, different result, but you think it was encouraging just how the team looked with him out there, just having his.
Yeah, I think so. I just think he's like I said, he's a solid guy. He knows what we're doing. It's kind of tough to come back after, sitting out for, the last 2 weeks or so. But I thought he did a good job with it after just one practice. So, and he'll get better and he'll get better. And obviously he makes a big difference, and it gives us depth at that position now.
Coach, I know you said no moral victories tonight, but you're down early on the road against a team that's really well established in the East, and you guys just kept battling through it tonight. Just talk about how they just kept fighting.
No, they did. I mean, I thought we did a good job. They're just such a real solid team, Tobias, I thought, did a great job. Every time they needed the basket, he kind of went and got a basket for him. Embiid is Embiid, it's a load in there. But I thought we did a really good job on him of not letting him exploit that position and leave that guy on an island. So I thought we did a really good job of at least making him pass the basketball. We just missed some opportunities where we could have really put pressure on him, and we just couldn't quite get there. But I love the fact that we competed at a real high level. I thought we played smart basketball, but free throws and open shots we just got to make.
That's Coach Alvin Gentry, man, breaking it down on his thoughts on why the Pelicans lost this game and have dropped ultimately 11 games in a row. It's something else when you see this, and you never want to see your team lose that many games in a row, DC. It's just this was, man. Let's go over some of the statistics in this one, man. The individual statistics in this matchup with Philadelphia, and as you can see in this matchup, individually speaking, Pelicans 43% shooting from the field versus 49% by the Sixers, 37% from the three-point line, 37.5. Philly was 35 flat. Pelicans held the turnovers down. 9 turnovers, single-digit turnovers. That was pretty good. Commendable. 56-60 advantage for the Sixers in terms of rebounding. But you look at the individual statistics in the matchup. Top scorer for the Pelicans with 32 from Ingram on 10 of 17 shooting. He was 11 of 13 from the free throw line. Finished with 32 and 6. 19 points from J.J. Redick on 6 of 15 from the field, 3 of 5 from downtown in 34 minutes of action. Drew Holiday was very much not in this one. Had Drew Holiday lived up to his 19-point average for the season, the Pelicans would have probably won this game. He played 35 minutes. He kind of burned out 14 of 18 from the field. He was 0 for 6 from downtown. Totally terrible, but he finished with 12 points and 10 assists in this game, not to mention 6 rebounds. That's not good enough. But, man, we could have sure used Drew Holiday's 19 average in this one to kind of keep it. Might have been able to break it, but it didn't. We're looking at Kenrich Williams, 26 minutes, 9 effective offensively, 3 points in the matchup. Then those 3 guys I just mentioned was the only double-digit scores outside of Jason Hart. Josh Hart, excuse me. He finished with 10 points, 5 rebounds, but he was 3 or 4 from shooting. He was hot, played 31 minutes, but did not shoot the ball. I wish he would have shot the ball more. It might have been something for us. 9 points for Okafor in 15 minutes of action for him. Jackson Hayes finished with 7 points on 5 rebounds, 6 for Lonzo Ball in 23 minutes, 2 of 6. Now, you know, we look at the statistics, of course, looking at what the Sixers did. They had 3 scorers with 24-plus points scoring, including 224 scores by Joel Embiid and Simmons. Joel Embiid finished with 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. Simmons finished with 24 points, 11 dishes on the game. That was big for him. And then 31 points for Tobias Harris in 38 minutes. He was special. And pretty much that's all it needed to take care of what the Pelicans were bringing up. Now, Ennis, the former Pelican, finished with 10 points on 4 of 6 from the field and 2 of 3 from downtown to help off the bench to give it. But the Pelicans fall woefully short in this, a 106-109, and it continues on. Yes, it continues on. So now that we move to the portion of the show, when you heard what Coach Al Gentry said, you see we went over the statistics here. And of course the question is in the show is, 11 straight losses. Is there any hope? Break down what you heard what Coach say, in your opinion, from his interview and the statistics and what you see what the problem is with this team.
Lack of execution is the main problem. As you said, Drew Holiday is supposed to be the leader of our team. He didn't show up tonight. Everybody has off nights. He's played more good games than bad games, I would say, over the course of the season. You have Alvin Gentry, to me. And it's just small things like I remember late point in the game. They were still in the game, 7 points, maybe 5 points at the end of the game. And he decided to hack Ben Simmons, which was a good thing. Like it wound up, he missed 2 free throws. And we got the ball back, we scored. And then Alvin Gentry just decided for the next 2 or 3 possessions he wants to keep doing the same thing over again. And the guy started making his free throws. It's just silly little stuff like that just shows me the ability of our coach to not adjust on the fly. And you have guys out there that aren't giving you anything. Like, I like Kenny Hustle, but in particular this game, you got Tobias Harris lighting you up. Ennis came in and dropped 10 points. Joel Embiid did what what was Kenny Hustle doing? He's supposed to be out there for defense, right? He ain't giving you nothing tonight. So you got to be able to take him out of the game and sit him down, and he gets 26 minutes. For what? I mean, we could have left Josh Hart out there for that. At least he's going to give us some points. Mm-hmm. So it's just small things like that, man, that ultimately, to me, become the deciding factor in us losing games. It's a game of, well, we can't say inches because this ain't football, but this is professional sports. So any little mistake or anything that can be exploited will be. And the rotations weren't up to par. The team did give good effort, as you heard Coach Gentry say, which is something else I should have put down on my checklist because he says we competed all the time. Sometimes I think when he says we competed, he actually thinks we won the game. So they gave effort, but it's just a lack of execution. It's 9 turnovers, man. I mean, you should be able to walk away with a win in a game where you only turn the ball over 9 times.
Let's get to the hope aspect. Now, of course, we got a preview of the Orlando Magic matchup that's coming up. The Magic are coming to the Pelicans building on the 15th. When is that? Is that Monday?
I believe I think they play tomorrow, huh?
That is tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'll get my calendar's all messed up. That's tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Central Time in the Smoothie King Center. So we got an early game as far as that concerned. The Magic are 11-14, 3-8 away. Pelicans at home 4-9, 6-20. I mean, 6-20. That's pretty bad, man. That stinks. That top perimeter. I mean, the top scorers is Evan Fournier. He averages about 20 points a game on 48% shooting from the field. Ingram is our top scorer, 25 flat a game, almost 49.5% from the field. Pretty good. Top rebounder for them is Isaac, averaging 7 rebounds per game. Ingram is our top rebounder and top scorer. And then, of course, DJ Augustine, the former New Orleans native, he averaging about almost 5 assists per game. Drew Holiday is averaging about 7 assists to lead the Pelicans' way. No injuries listed. Of course, we get Derek Favors back full-time as he's working. And El Farouk Aminu, the former Pelican, is listed as out. And Nikolai Vulichev, which is their best big, he is out. So this should help the Pelicans get right. What is your outlook on this win? Do the Pelicans break the 11th-game losing streak at the hands of the Magic?
I would love to say yes, but at this point, if you've lost 11 games, man, I mean, 21 days or so of just constant losing, I mean, you've built a habit for yourself. So it really doesn't matter at this point how talented or not talented the next team is. This is going to be a mindset that the Pelicans have to have and go in this game refusing to lose and not just settling for being able to compete, because that's the repetitive nature that I'm seeing. As long as we compete and we're in games until the end, we're happy with that. Okay, first 10 games of the season, I agree with that. That's a good mindset for the first 10 games. It's time to start winning some damn games now. Well, I don't care about competing. You know, we're supposed to have a winning culture. This is what they promised the city. You got a team in the Orlando Magic that if you would have asked anybody in the city after we got Zion Williamson number 1, if we would have a better record than the Orlando Magic at this point in the season, I don't think nobody would say no. This is not perennial all-stars on their team. They have some good players. They're a professional basketball team. But this should be a team that we can beat. And then we're playing them at home. So, in my opinion, I'm going to go out on a limb here. If we do not win this game, Alvin Gentry should be fired immediately.
All right. So, I guess the hope aspect of this, getting into the
I ain't got no hope. I ain't a drug dealer.
So the open aspect of it, family, just to be quite honest with you, Alvin Gentry, like I said, this is a game the Pelicans should be compared. But then again, we would have said that against the Milwaukee Bucks without Giannis.
I'm a little more lenient on the Milwaukee. I mean, it's a winning team, man. But people only lost 3 games.
I know, and they tough in their own building.
Right.
They're undefeated
they
in the
mentally
building.
ready.
Right. But see, at the end of the day, that's what we need to anticipate. Now, we saying that the Magic are, like I said, their record as it stands, they're just 11-14. So they're not really that bad off.
Middle of the pack team.
Middle of the pack. They're without Vujicev, they're without El Farouk Aminu, but they do have the scoring of Evan Fournier, among others. So this will be interesting. But a lot of predictors think Orlando barely skims out the Pelicans. And if Alvin Gentry drops 12 in a row, no doubt about it, his job should be in jeopardy. I don't see that's for any coach in the league that has that amount of talent. But that'll do it for the Pelican Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network. I'd like to thank all y'all for joining us today on the Pelican Postgame Report. Thank you, Unique View, saying we have too many guards playing at once. Lonzo Ball definitely got to get his stuff straight. And the Pelicans need a point guard. They need a floor general so everybody else can relax. If there's nobody out there, maybe a trade is synthetic. We'll see. But they seem like they're waiting for Zion Williamson, but we'll figure it out. Thank y'all for joining us, the Pelican Postgame Report. Please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for joining us. Peace.
Are you a Pelicans fan? Check out the Pelican Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network.
The Kleins family has been getting people to go nuts for old nuts since 1995. As legends have it, a number of the Kleins friends who heard the idea said you can go nuts trying to name a store like that. In the excitement, the Kleins thought their friends said old nuts instead of go nuts and proceeded to throw caution to the wind. Old Nuts has over 2,000 items, bulk and wholesale prices of a whole lot of your favorite fruits, nuts, and confections, a selection of gift baskets for any budget, any occasion, and provides one of the best and impressively rated shopping experiences on the web. Fact is, between their selection, service, speed, or their online presence and the virtual mirror retail experience, they have developed an enviable client base that's comprised of personal and professional customers who count on their remarkable range of gift baskets. Think of gift basket, think about Old Nuts. Check them out, oldnuts.com. Check the link in the description section. Boom.
Tea is your escape. It's your opportunity to create a moment for stillness, for reflection, for yourself. It's your connection to a world of senses, flavors both exotic and familiar, energizing and relaxing. It's your retreat from an increasingly turbulent world. It's the perfect paradox of simplicity and complexity. Teabox.com connects tea to people, uniting the richest flavors of the finest teas with the curious, the cultivated, and the adventurous all over the world. The freshest tea you've ever tasted, from crop to cup. There's simply no simpler way to experience the wonderful complexity of tea. T-Box, packing up the freshness. Tea thrives on freshness, and so do they. T-Box temperature and humidity control facility ensure that tea is maintained. The teas themselves go into oblique bags with aluminum layers that protect them from excess moisture and light. With T-Box, shopping for fresh, loose leaf tea is easy because you make an informed purchase. You know exactly where your tea is coming from. So for the freshest teas in the world, check out tbox.com. That's right, tbox.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
Go to NewFrog.com for all of your electronic gadget needs. Fast becoming #1 online seller of cell phone and accessories, consumer electronics, automobiles and motorcycles, home and garden items, 5D diamond painting crafts, electrical and tool supplies, computer and networking supplies, lights and lighting supplies, sports and travel items, toys and hobby supplies, apparel and accessory, mother and kid items, health and beauty items, and much, much more. NewFrog.com has up to 70% off on some products. And you can check out their weekly promotions for all the best deals. Remember, when thinking online electronics and gadgets, think NewFrog. NewFrog.com. Check the link in the description section below.
In today's world, children are bombarded with negativity on television, online, and at school. Our kids need to have a positive outlook on life and the world around them. I want to share with you a valuable resource you can use to bring positivity into your child's life. It's the new book, 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image, from author and dad, G.J. Barabino. This is a simple guide loaded with wonderful and inspirational affirmations designed to uplift young people's spirits. This positive and powerful children affirmational is chock full and loaded with wonderful inspirational sayings that will lift your child's self-image to whole new levels through the awesome power of spoken word. 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image, from author and dad, G.J. Barabino. Available on Amazon. Order a copy for yourself, your child's teachers, or anyone you know with children. 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image. Order your copy today.
What's up, Sports World? The PRO Media Network is on a mission to reach 10,000 subscribers. So besides our regular programs like the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, the Pelican Postgame Report, Rapid Fire TSC, and others, we will be expanding out and offering other content like movie, anime, and gaming reviews for your entertainment. So if you enjoy our content, please donate at our Patreon page. Also subscribe, comment, and share, and help the PRO Media Network reach 10,000 subs. Peace.